Do I recommend the Honda CB150X? My last video had a great response, and a few of my viewers asked me to do a follow-up video talking about the advantages and perhaps more importantly, the disadvantages, or what I don't like, about the 150X. It's a beautiful day at Sessa Beach in Bali, Indonesia, so I decided to bring the bike down here for this video. Over the past 2.5 months, I put a little more than 3,000 kilometers on this bike, so I figured it was time to give you my impressions. Let's start with what I like. In Indonesia, the purchase price was only 32,230,000 rupiah. Now, this does not include the tax you pay for the license plates, and I also spent a little more money on adding a few accessories to the motorcycle. I was lucky enough to get this bike while Honda had a special promotion going on. They provided me with a 1 million rupiah voucher toward accessories, and as a result, I only have about 35 million invested in it. The next thing I like about this bike is the design. I mean, let's face it, it's a head turner. Strangers often come up to me and ask, is it comfortable to ride? What size is the engine? How much did it cost? I've even seen people take pictures of it while I'm off to the side having a cup of coffee. A third advantage, or what I like, is Honda's decision to share parts from other models with this bike. It keeps manufacturing costs down, they're still stylish, and you know the parts are likely to be available if you ever need them. The fourth advantage? Ergonomics. With its upright seating position, foot peg position, handlebar risers, and width of the grips, I find it very comfortable to ride. Unlike other models, the passenger isn't constantly sliding forward into the driver, which provides for a more comfortable and safer ride. Number 5, the engine. It's shared with other Honda motorcycles in Southeast Asia, which helps to keep the price down. And though it would be nice to have the horsepower and torque of a larger engine, I find that the performance of this model quite adequate for the typical traffic you run into in Southeast Asia. Number 6, all LED lighting. You won't likely have to change a lamp often, and it provides good visibility, though I did find adding additional front LED lighting was necessary to get the visibility that I want at night. The 7th on my list is the 181mm ground clearance. This is a must for any adventure touring bike for the times that you want to take it on a trail or any off-road adventures. Next is the suspension. So far, I've been very pleased with the characteristics of the suspension, both on-road and off-road. The downside is it's not adjustable. Number 9, a full digital display. It's easy to read, and like many other parts, it's shared with other Honda motorcycle models as well. And the last on my list of advantages for the CB150X, fuel tank capacity. It's 12 liters. Now I'd like to share with you some of the cons, or what I don't like about the CB150X. To begin with, the kickstand must have been borrowed from a different model because when using it, the bike leans over way too much. This becomes a big issue when parking on an unlevel surface. As a result, I tend to almost always use the center stand. Though all the lights are LED, in my opinion, the front headlight simply is not bright enough. As a result, I added extra aftermarket LED lighting. Number 3, tires. This is supposed to be an adventure touring motorcycle. In my opinion, they should have put 80/20 tires on it, but instead, it comes from the factory with road tires. Numbers 4, 5, and 6. The CB150X does not come with any USB charging ports, there's no kill switch, and the ignition switch key entry is difficult to access, especially in the dark. Though I did list the 150cc engine as an advantage because it helps to keep the price down, I would really like to have more power in this motorcycle, especially when needed in an emergency maneuver. Number 8. The turn signals are a bit small in my opinion. After all, we do want all the other motor vehicles to be aware of our presence and our intentions. Number 9, the lack of an adjustable seat height. 817 millimeters is good for me, but if you're shorter, say under 5 feet 7, you may not be able to have both feet flat on the ground. Number 10, the CB150X is tall and wide. Navigating heavy traffic in Southeast Asia is going to be more difficult for you if you're used to riding a little scooter or smaller motorcycle. And next, number 11 in the list of negatives about the CB150X, the suspension is not adjustable. I also wanted to mention one issue I've had with the motorcycle. One of 4 small bolts which hold the windscreen to the motorcycle came loose and fell out. I went to 3 different dealerships in Bali and they all told me the same thing. The bolt is not in stock and they can't order it for me. So I ended up going to a hardware store where I found one that fits, but it doesn't cosmetically match the 3 remaining factory bolts. As you can imagine, I was pretty disappointed in the fact that Honda was unwilling to help me with this. And the final con or negative of the CB150X, The so-called bash plate is made of plastic, so any protection it provides is going to be minimal. So, do I recommend the Honda CB150X? If you're in the market for an adventure touring motorcycle, and the larger, better bikes are outside your budget, such as the Honda CB500X, the Kawasaki Versys 250, or my favorite, the BMW G310 GS, then yes, I do recommend the Honda CB150X. Why not head down to your local Honda dealer and check one out for yourself? Thanks for watching, and have a great day.